Welcome everybody here to the Kansas Speedway as we are here getting ready for the 11th race of the 2016 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series season. I'm Eric Burton here in the broadcast booth here to give you full coverage of the GoBowling.com 400, a 27-lap race under the lights getting set to begin here very shortly. On the front row you have the two drivers who won the first two races of the year. The number 5 of Kahne on the pole for the first time in 2016, alongside the 31 of Ryan Newman. On row 2, you had the number 11 of Denny Hamlin, your Auto Club winner, and the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., currently 29th in points. And running out your top 5 will be the 48, last year's winner here, Jimmie Johnson, in the 48. As we are coming off a great weekend at Talladega, where we saw the number 3 go back to victory lane at Talladega with Austin Dillon behind the wheel. Dillon now a championship driver, as he is right now on the chase grid with 1 win. So that could pretty much lock that number 3 into the chase, joining his teammate Ryan Newman. Yesterday, we saw the number 19 BKR Ford go to victory lane with Ryan Blaney, holding off sophomore driver Cameron Haley. Blaney got his first truck win yesterday. And it's going to be fun to see who will be able to get up there and take home the checker flag in the GoBowling.com 400. On your screen you see your current chase grid right now. You see we have 9 different drivers that went to victory lane in 2016, but still a lot more good names left to have yet to win. You have guys like Martin Truex, Matt Kenseth, Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, Clint Boyer. You got Dale Jr. winless right now. So it's going to be fun to watch, see who will go to victory lane here today at Kansas. Kurt Busch is your championship point leader, but he is actually tied with the number 22 of Joey Logano. They have a 3-point lead on Kevin Harvick, a 9-point lead on Martin Truex, and a 11-point lead on Denny Hamlin. We had a total of 46 entries. 3 drivers went home as they did not qualify for today's race. Down below you'll see your starting grid rolling across the screen. As you look at that, I'm going to take it down trackside and get you the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
Now it's time for the pace car to lead the field onto the track so they can complete the one and only pace lap. Kahne on the pole, Ryan Newman on his outside. As you look through the rest of the starting grid down below, and also see your favorite driver leaving pit road. Rounding out the field will be the number 23 of J.J. Yaley in the Dr. Pepper Toyota out of BK Racing. Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards, Austin Dillon, and Matt Kenseth. Eric Almirola, Paul Menard, David Reagan, A.J. Allmendinger, and Martin Truex Jr. carrying a new paint scheme this weekend in that number 78. Like we said, it's going to be a 27-lap race. Next weekend, it is the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series All-Star Race. Tonight is the final chance for a driver to get their first win and lock themselves a spot in next week's All-Star Race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But for right now, it's all Kahne and Ryan Newman at the front of the field, and coming down to the green flag, the GoBowling.com 400 is underway from Kansas Speedway. And leading us down to green, that number 5 of Kahne on the inside lane already clears. The 31 of Ryan Newman getting down into turn number 1. And as there are already 3 wide back here, Noel Stenhouse got out of the gas. Kenseth got in the back of his teammate Carl Edwards. And now moving on the inside for third place, that 48 of Jimmie Johnson. But here comes the 18 of Kyle Busch, making it 3 wide as they're almost 4 wide back here outside the top 10. Down to the line, Kenseth in the middle. Keselowski looking in the inside of Truex. They make contact, coming back up the track into turn number 1. There's still 3 wide back here outside the top 10. Great racing early on at Kansas Speedway. And old Keselowski, there they go. Truex steals around. The 2 is in the inside wall, and Kevin Harvick also turned around back here on the back straightaway. Clint Boyer off pace back here. He looks like he got loose and how to get out the gas. So we're racing back to the line. We're under yellow for the first time today at Kansas. Oh wait, no we're not. We're still green. Even though 3 of the favorites to win today, Martin Truex, Kevin Harvick, and Brad Keselowski had a crash on the back straightaway. We are still green with Kasey Kahne leading Ryan Newman, Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, and the 18 of Kyle Busch. Now off turn number 4, you see Denny Hamlin looking at the inside of the 48 of Johnson. Hamlin, your winner at Auto Club Speedway, looking for that second win of the year. Now taking that Joe Gibbs Toyota to third place and bringing his teammate Kyle Busch, the defending champion, with him in that number 18. Johnson drops to 5th. Now here comes Austin Dillon, who won last weekend at Talladega, and now Hamlin trying to get second away from the 31 of Ryan Newman, and yet again he'll bring his teammate Kyle Busch with him in the 18. Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Matt Kenseth, and number 22 Logano. Oh man, like, isn't this like a familiar sight at Kansas? Kenseth and Logano made contact here in the fall race and started a pretty big rivalry between the 20 and the 22. Stenhouse now in the middle. Dillon got by in the number 3 behind his teammate Ryan Newman, and Hamlin chasing down the 5 of Kasey Kahne. If we were to get a yellow at some point in the race, we will go back and look at the incident with Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, and Martin Truex. But right now, Denny Hamlin looking for the lead on the 5 of Kasey Kahne. Kahne goes high, and here comes Hamlin on the inside. New leader, number 11, Denny Hamlin. Now remember that 18 of Kyle Busch. He has yet to go to victory lane here in 2016. His only win he's gotten this year is a Xfinity win at Phoenix. And now drives to the back bumper of Kasey Kahne in the 5. And Hamlin starting to drive away in that number 11 car. And now for 4th place, a 22 Joey Logano on the inside of Ryan Newman. And he'll bring that 20 of Matt Kenseth with him in that number 20 car. Stenhouse Jr. having a great run in 8th. Johnson and now Edwards in the middle. Let's look at that rookie Chase Elliott on the outside. And here comes that 41 of Kurt Busch on the bottom. Busch will clear both of them in the center of turn 3 and 4. Then Eric Almirola, Dale Jr., Jamie McMurray. Dale Jr. started all the way back, almost outside the top 30 in that 88 car. A poor qualifying run. Clint Bowyer, also another guy who had a bad qualifying run. He's now up here inside the top 20. Brian Scott, Brian Vickers, Tony Stewart, David Reagan, Casey Mears, Greg Beffel, Trevor Banton. Then you had the 54. That is Eric Jones, a driver in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, running a limited schedule for Joe Gibbs Racing this year, making his 3rd start of the year in that 54 car. AJ Allmendinger, Chris Buescher, then Sadler, Allgaier, De Benedetto, Landon Castro in that 38. Then you have the 46 of Michael Annett, Brett Moffitt. Martin Truex has already passed a couple of guys, got around Alex Bowman, Michael McDowell, and Ryan Preece, Yaley, Harvick, and Keselowski. All cars are still on track, as we have the 18 back to 4th, as the 2 guys on the move now, the 22 of Joey Logano and the 20 of Matt Kenseth. Now, Matt, all 4 of the Joe Gibbs Toyotas are running very well. Kind of except for, well, even Carl Edwards, he's down in 12th place while his teammates are up here inside the top 5. And now Kenseth drives to the inside of Logano. He'll take 2nd place away from the 22. Now Kenseth will set his sights on the number 11, the Denny Hamlin. Now, and as we are now 17 to go, remember in the truck race, Cameron Haley led the most laps, but he failed to get the win, as the 19 of Ryan Blaney got up there and won the race. Blaney only led 9 laps of the 27-lap race yesterday. Right now it is all Denny Hamlin up front, but not for long. Here comes that 20 of Matt Kenseth chasing him down to that number 20. And it's going to be a battle between the 2 Joe Gibbs Toyotas, but now Logano, Kyle Busch, and Kahne, your top 5, they're not going away either, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And here comes the move to the inside. Matt Kenseth on the inside. He'll take the lead away. Off turn number 2, down the back straight away they go. Logano behind Kenseth. That 20 car has yet to go to victory lane this season, along with Kyle Busch. But Logano and Hamlin already a winner this year at Phoenix and Auto Club. Right now running in last place is J.J. Yaley, Ryan Preece, Rookie of the Year contender for Premium Motorsports, Michael McDowell, the number 95, Alex Bowman, Keselowski. Looks like you can see some damage on the right side of that number 2 car. Kevin Harvick, Truex. Now these guys, they were hoping for a caution. I'm not sure why the caution did not come out, but They're all hoping that if a caution does come out, they'll be able to pick up a few more spots and salvage up the best finish they can get. Good news with Harvick and Brad, they already have a win. Truex does not. Ryan Newman down to 11th. Edwards, Dale Jr., Al Morella, and Clint Boyer, top 15. Is back up front. It is now Matt Kenseth leading the 22 of Joey Logano. Now Logano in the fall race at Kansas, he was running the Shell Pennzoil number 22 car. This year he's running the AAA car. But still, Logano right there behind the 20 of Kenseth, right, just like how it was in the fall race. Logano was chasing that 20 car down. Logano was quicker. They made contact in the 20 wreck, and the 22 won the race. And it didn't go very well in the next round of the chase after that. Denny Hamlin not going away yet either. He's in third. Kyle Busch and Kasey Kahne. Battle for 7th place to 48. Jimmy Johnson has it, but here comes that 41 of Kurt Busch. Makes a move down into turn number 1 to take that spot away. Move the 41 of Kurt Busch up to 7th place. Kurt Busch, 8 top 10s in the first 10 races of the year. That's giving that 41 the championship point lead. But right now it is the 22 leading the points as he's in front of the 41. Now the first guy who would go one lap down should a yellow not come out, that would be the 23 of JJ Yeley. And you can tell he's over 2 seconds slower than the 20 of Matt Kenseth, so the leaders will catch that 23. And then you got the 98 of Ryan Preece, McDowell, Bowman, Keselowski, not far from going a lap down either in that number 2 car. Like always, if a caution comes out with a couple laps to go, and that would normally end the race under yellow, we will go overtime if needed to make sure this race will end under green. Kenseth moves to the inside of the 23 of Yaley. That 23 car will go 1 lap down as we are under 10 laps remaining at Kansas. Can anybody chase down the 20 of Matt Kenseth out in front of the field? 9 laps remaining now. In the GoBowling.com 400, Yaley 1 lap down. The next guy to go lap down would be the 98 of Ryan Preece. Real quick, let's see if there's any good battles back here. We got Chris Buescher in the 21, Eric Jones in the 54. 2 guys running for the Xfinity title this year. Getting some extra seat time in the Wood Brothers Ford and the Joe Gibbs Toyota. And behind them, the 47 of AJ Allmendinger. Trevor Bayne, 27th. Casey Mears, Biffle, Stuart Reagan, and back here we have Paul Menard 3 wide with Brian Vickers, and Kyle Larson moves Menard up the track nearly up into the 15 of Brian Vickers. But it's pretty clean back here, but now we have Austin Dillon. Saw him on the inside of somebody, that was Yaley. Now Johnson, you can tell the 48's got around that number 41. As they now go past the 98 of Ryan Preece, and now the 95 of McDowell, and now catching the 7 of Alex Bowman. 7 to go, and Logano has cut the lead in half, and now he's going to drive right to the back bumper off turn number 2. Here comes the 22 of Joey Logano. To the inside, Bowman held up the 20. Now Logano makes the move to the inside. He'll take the lead off turn number 4. But can Matt Kenseth get it back? We have 6 to go. 3 cars under a blanket now. Under 1 second as we have 6 to go. But now the 20 not done yet. Drives back to the back bumper of the 22. He makes a move to the inside off turn number 2. They make contact. Matt got loose. Logano holds the lead for another straightaway. That's helping that number 11 of Denny Hamlin to creep in on the top 2. Coming around turn number 4. 5 laps remaining at Kansas, and it's Logano, Kenseth, and Hamlin. Kyle Busch starting to lose to top 3. He's on 4th, and right now your top 5 completes with Kasey Kahne. And here goes the move by Matt Kenseth. Back to the inside. He'll take the lead back from Logano, and that's number 22. But don't forget about Denny Hamlin. Once again, he's right there in that number 11. Looks like he may even take second away from that 22. What we've seen today, the outside lane has like no grip. All the drivers have been on the outside. None of them has worked well and has like hanged on to the lead or any position on track. And you see that 22 is putting up a pretty good fight there on the outside lane. Hamlin yet to clear that 22 Logano as Hamlin sees his teammate driving away from him in that number 20. Matt Kenseth trying to become the 10th different winner in 2016. His teammate Denny Hamlin won at Auto Club. Logano, Kyle Busch, and Kahne. Now Johnson to the inside of Austin Dillon. That would be for 6th. Dillon down to 7th. Chase Elliott 8th. Regan Smith and Ryan Blaney. And we are under yellow. And like always, it looks like we're going to have a green-white checker right now. The 23 J.J. Yaley completely damaged on the front end of that Dr. Pepper Toyota. Yaley, his day will end. Ryan Preece involved Alex Bowman, McDowell, Clint Boyer, Almirola, Greg Biffle. Damage in that number 16. This was a big pileup back here too. Carl Edwards involved in that 19. And I'm guessing, I believe the 24, you can tell he has some damage. But we can pretty much tell that some slower cars got in the way and caused a big wreck back here. And you can tell it, oh man, well, it's not Yaley. Bowman's already off track back here. Looks like Michael McDowell, Alex Bowman maybe getting together, and let's see. Oh, the 41 Kurt Busch turns Bowman down into the 95 of McDowell, and then Kurt Busch gets turned on the nose of the 24 Chase Elliott, and Bowman just body slams. And all Stenhouse Jr. nowhere to go in that 17 car. Edwards, Dale Jr., Clint Boyer. That's the problems with these slower cars. They refuse to get out of the way because they want to have their race. McDowell was battling that 98 of Ryan Preece, Kurt Busch in the grass, Almirola, Yaley, Bowman piles in. McMurray, I believe he gets some damage as well in that one car. Ryan Newman damaged your outside pole center. Stenhouse comes down the pit road, and a lot of good cars torn up with 3 to go. So now, the race is going to end on the yellow, but because we have the new rule of a green-white checker, we will go overtime for 2 laps, I'm sorry. Now, Ryan Preece, Michael McDowell, Alex Bowman, J.J. Yaley, Clint Boyer, Eric Almirola, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They are out of the race, and they will not be participating in this green-white checker because they're out. See, Carl Edwards and Greg Biffle, they'll be able to continue, but because they have damage, I will lower the ratings on those cars to keep them from having an advantage and picking up spots. Alright? And before we go to the green-white checker, let's go back and see what happened to Kevin Harvick early on in the race. Okay, so on lap 2 off turn number 2, you see Keselowski is in a 4-wide battle with Almirola, Harvick, and Truex. They're all going to make contact down here, and Almirola, the only guy who drove away, or wasn't even involved. See, Keselowski's going to make contact with the inside wall. Pretty good contact, too, in that number 2 car. And it appears that the 78 and the 4 just spun around. But they'll be good to go. Kasey Kahne was the leader at the time. Now, when we go back green, it'll be Matt Kenseth, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, Kasey Kahne, Jimmy Johnson, Austin Dillon, Chase Elliott, Regan Smith, and Ryan Blaney. Back live here at Kansas Speedway as we are getting ready for the green-white checker. These guys will have 1 attempt. If needed, we will go more. But right now, here's how they will look when we go back green. Matt Kenseth and Denny Hamlin, the 2 teammates from Joe Gibbs Racing. Joey Logano and Kyle Busch. Kasey Kahne and Jimmy Johnson. Austin Dillon and Chase Elliott. Regan Smith and Ryan Blaney now up inside the top 10. Dale Jr., Kurt Busch, Jamie McMurray, Ryan Newman, Brian Scott in 15th. Kyle Larson, Paul Menard, Brian Vickers, David Reagan, and Tony Stewart. As you can tell, that big wreck took some good cars out, and that shuffled some guys who wasn't running towards the front up here inside the top 20. But Kenseth, hang on. Does Logano and Kahne have anything for that 20 car? We're back underway. 2 laps of racing to go from Kansas. Who is in the best spot? If you're on that outside, I just don't see you winning this race. And look at Joey Logano on the back bumper of Matt Kenseth. It's Kahne now and Dillon on the inside lane. At 22 might be in the best seat right now to win this race. Can Hamlin get on the inside and challenge the top 2? Down in the turn number 3 to go is Kenseth, Logano, Hamlin, Kahne, and Dillon. And out of turn number 4, here comes the checker of the white flag in the air. Matt Kenseth 1 lap away from his first win of the year. But can Logano get by him? Will it be another repeat of Kansas last fall? Denny Hamlin's 3rd, Kasey Kahne 4th, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. up inside the top 5, 1 or half in a lap to go. Down in the turn 3, here comes Logano. I don't believe he'll be able to get there. Out of turn number 4, his first win of the year, Matt Kenseth wins to GoBowling.com 400 at Kansas. And we have a crash in the back as they're coming across the line. Elliott Sadler, and that one upside down the 6th of Trevor Bayne. Kyle Larson involved. Trevor Bayne, Ryan Blaney, who restarted inside the top 10, 22nd. Brian Vickers. Keselowski comes back to get 19th, and Justin Allgaier wrecked down here, 33rd. What a mess. Kevin Harvick, he comes back to get 17th, but it is this guy right here, Matt Kenseth. He is the winner. He was able to hang on and hold off the hard-charging Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin to snatch his first win of the year, the second Gibbs Toyota to go to victory lane in the Cup Series in 2016. His last win came at New Hampshire, I believe, last year. Second place will go to the 22 of Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Kasey Kahne, Dale Jr., Austin Dillon, Regan Smith, Kyle Busch, Jimmy Johnson, and Jamie McMurray getting a top 10 finish here today in that number 1 car. On your screen now, you'll see the remaining results from today's race, beginning with 11th place on down. It's going to be a big check-up in the points. A lot of good cars finished down below, but what a great top 10 by Regan Smith. Dale Jr. from starting all the way outside the top 30 to getting a top 5 finish with the help from that big wreck that took out a lot of good cars. Now, the list for the drivers who will be competing in next week's All-Star race will be out on the website soon, so that is going to wrap that up. The next race on the channel will be the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series All-Star race. We have the Xfinity All-Star race. We have the Cup Series All-Star race. We also have the Showdown that'll be going into that as well, so be on the lookout. It's going to be a big weekend for the All-Star Series, so that is all here for the first half of the year. Matt Kenseth, your winner, Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin, the 10th different winner in 2016. We will see you next weekend for the All-Star Weekend. Congrats to Matt Kenseth. I'm Rick Burton in the broadcast booth. We hope you enjoy today's race, and check the website for more results, points, news, and more at NASCARMockseason.weebly.com. Goodbye, everyone.